everybody. You're watching the Christiana321. I am the Christiana, and I want to start a podcast. If I started a podcast, would you listen? Now, I am not one of those people who could start a podcast, just me talking for 30 minutes. I mean, despite what this channel might lead you to believe, Java's not feeling well. So, let her know in the comments that you would like her to feel better. Although, she jumped on my lap, which is a good sign. Anyway, hi baby. So, I looked up an article about good topics to talk about in a podcast, because I think that I have somebody who would podcast with me. I haven't asked him yet. But you can also let him know in the comments if you think that we should start a podcast. Now, obviously, the easy answer for that individual would be something to do with reselling or thrifting. I don't know anything about that. I guess it could be like him teaching me about it. But I feel like it would be kind of a one-sided podcast and not very interesting. So I looked up an article with 25 potential podcast topics. And I looked through the first few. They're supposed to be original podcast ideas, but if you have an article out there called 25 original podcast ideas, it's not really that original anymore because it's out there. And also the first few just were not that original. So let's go through and talk it out. See, maybe I should do this video with John. Nah. Talk about your favorite topic. See, yeah, reselling, thrifting, historical stuff for him. For me, it would be like Marvel movies, maybe human factors. I mean, we could do human factors, but I don't know that I would have enough for like a lot of episodes. And the idea is you want to have a topic that you have 50 ideas for. You might not do all of those 50, but you at least start with 50. Honey, do you want down? Here. Okay. Share your trials and errors. Impossible because I'm perfect. Yeah, I don't know. That would take a lot of thinking to come up with enough ones that we could also like have a conversation about. Share small town news. I don't know, would you want to listen? I feel like it could be fun, but it would be better for somebody who already had a built-in audience. I don't think anybody's going to be searching for, you know, what Sally grew in her vegetable garden this week in Menasha, Wisconsin or something. But that one could be fun. I feel like we could make that funny. He said, she said. I guess that would be just like us telling stories of our experiences together. But, I don't know about that. Talk about that one horrible boss or job. Again, I don't think that would be 50, and I don't think that would be funny. Like, my bad experiences at work were not particularly entertaining. Maybe. Give a peek behind the scenes of influencers. I don't think that one's possible. Hypothetically speaking, could be fun. So we would come up with like hypotheticals and see, like, hypothetically, if gravity just stopped working one day, what would you do? How would you handle it? And we could get real specific with it. I think that one could be interesting. We would just need to come up with like a bunch early on. As seen on TV. Don't know what that would be. Oh, under all of these They have explanations. Okay. So As Seen on TV, we would dig into the backstory behind some As Seen on TV products. I don't know how I feel about that one. Dear Abby, an advice column. Very much not original. You know how many advice podcasts there are? I listened to 2 different ones. Narrate yourself doing something. I don't do enough things for that to be interesting. Quote of the day. I feel like that could be a segment within a podcast, but I don't think I could do a whole podcast on a single quote unless we started going into like the history of the quote and the person who said it and everything. But that's not really my thing. Maybe. Look back at a past event or topic. Not my thing. I'd be open to it if John had some ideas of good ones. He's much more the history person than me. Although there are some really cool engineering history things that I think we could maybe, well, I would be interested in talking about. Podcasting about podcasts. Just review other people's podcasts. Maybe. I don't listen to as many podcasts as I used to, though. Interview regular people. Teach basic skills. I don't love that as a podcast. I feel like it works much better in a visual format, unless it's something that is, just like auditory, like something that there is no visual thing. Event, convention, interviews. Seems kind of boring. There's not enough events and conventions, and you'd have to get your foot in the door to like find the people. Repurpose existing content, so we would take like old videos and turn them into podcasts. Tell a story. It seems very similar to some of these other ones that we've gone through. Except it gives the option of, it could be a fictional story. Maybe. I don't love that as a podcast either, though. Top 10 lists. That could be fun, but I feel like offhand I already know several podcasts that do that, so we'd have to find a way to make it more specific. That was Fortune, and she just pooped and she smells really bad. I was not doing that to Java. Topical or industry news. He and I are in different industries, although we could like do a thing where we share industry news with each other. Like I tell him what's going on in my industry, he tells me what's going on in his industry. Could be fun. Podcast on the road, talking about travels. We don't travel enough for that kind of thing. Multiple perspectives. Review. Look, you smell bad. Reviewing or recapping popular entertainment. Maybe. He and I have very different media backgrounds as far as like I was the Star Wars, Harry Potter, Marvel, all of that kind of movies, and he was other kind of movies. And so sometimes like, we'll share. And so we could do like his thoughts when I make him watch a movie for the first time, and my thoughts when he makes me watch a new movie or something for the first time. Or it talks about just entertainment, so it wouldn't have to just be movies. It could be books, podcasts, games. industry profile series. So we just like talk about famous people and whatever industry we wanted to go with. And a day in the life of. So we just talk about our lives or interviewing guests. About like days in their lives. So I don't know. I feel like there were some good ideas in here. There were some bad ideas in here. There were some not original ideas in here. But if you think that John and I should do a podcast together, you should go spam his comment section and suggest it. Although he's gonna watch this video probably, and then it won't matter. Alright! Well, like this video if you liked it. Like this video if you liked it. Leave a comment down below. What should our podcast be about? Should we do a podcast? I don't know. I've got too much free time. Just not true. It's a little bit true. And so I want to take on another project, and I feel like podcasting could be fun. Okay. But either way, subscribe. If you're new here, welcome. I should have said that at the beginning. Glad to have you. Thanks for watching. Have a good night, sweet dreams, and I'll see you soon.